We got an ideal of what to do. We hear God's call, and now it's time for us to step up and stand out from the rest. I'm speaking to people that wants to emulate, our God, Christ. We want to emulate the design, the discipline of the man for which we have read about for so long in the great good book. I just came back and I was looking for the certain things to prepare a meal. And I'm so thankful to go to certain food banks and get certain food that is a blessing from God, that is free, and that is nutritious. So I don't have to spend so much extra money to buy the things that I need from the supermarket, well, the majority of them. I was preparing some green chard tonight. Oh man, that stuff is greatly nutritious, and I think about so many selections in our supermarkets that are just not even qualified as food. Like technically, they're not food, and I know better, and I have eaten them before in my life, but I will do everything I can not to eat them. And that includes, and especially, learning fasting techniques. We as a people hear God's call, and one of God's orders specifically is to learn the regimen, the discipline of fasting. This is something I have mastered over the course of so many years, and it's pretty simple for me, and I could push it to the limit. Not to the limit, but I can push it further. I even made it for 6 months. I ate once every 30 hours. And so, it kind of lapsed over to each day where I was eating at a different time. And I did it for 6 months. And I feel like I could have made it to at least 36, 42 hours. If I lived how would you say it, a sedentary, less stressful life physically, spiritually, with less interaction, because it takes another degree of peace to start to maintain it to those like 40 hours. It takes 30, 40 hours. Like the interactions with people, you start to become irritated. If you got to work diligently, it gets rough. So, but most definitely, God is sending the call to African American communities to learn different increments of fasting. Now, it's just coming into our knowledge that they are calling it intermittent fasting. It's all in the same, because when we fast, our body starts a certain processes within it, and it starts to change and regenerate our cells and our genetic code in general. I think that it's definitely doable, and I can't wait to work with more and more people in my community to share my fasting techniques, because I have done it and I am clean, and and I don't put anything else in my body to any intoxicants or anything like that. And it's true and it's honest. I don't want to cast a shadow on anybody else preaching, but I know what I can teach you is what I'm walking wholeheartedly. And I would love to help everyone I can that's taken what I'm saying seriously, and I don't mind talking a little and planting a seed in someone's mind that may be walking in darkness, that may be, tripping over into sin, making a mistake, but don't practice sin. So when I plant a seed in our people's mind, in a person's mind, it may grow in a year. It may grow in 2 months. But I take pleasure in delivering that information, dropping that seed in someone's mind that may benefit their family lineage somewhere down the road. I think that we, as God-fearing people, as I am, Leon in Cleveland, Ohio, I understand that a lot of foods are plastic, are a mad scientist concoction. Like when you really get into the web and the dark web and you dive into these companies and you seeing that certain foods are mixed with certain plastics, and I burned some of these foods, rice and different lettuce and stuff like that, and it actually you could smell the plastic in them. Like what is they feeding us? Ramen noodles and stuff. This stuff is just like a mad scientist concoction of all these different colors, and we have to be mindful and vigilant over what we're putting in our body. We eating a lot of these French fries like from Mickey's, and what they're doing is putting a lot of byproducts that are digestible and some that are not digestible. Like the French fries are created with different sawdust and different other additives to stretch out the amount of money that they can get back. So they'll take some potatoes, grind it in some, and add it, cooking it up like it's bad product. It's bad product. It's watered down. Other additives that I think they call it filler. They have filler, just like Taco Bell's meat. Taco Bell meat is like 36% beef. What the hell is the other, 60 some odd percent? What is it? What are they feeding us that tastes so good? I go to rallies, I go to certain places, and I haven't in years and years and years, but I know how good the stuff tastes. You go into that burger and like, wow. And this stuff is not real. It's just not, it got a small percentage of something that's real with a bunch of additives to make it taste as greater than something real. Like, you go to a real restaurant, sit down and get a $15 burger. You're like, man, it's all right, but it ain't even as good as that Rally burger. Why is this Rally burger greater than this burger? Like, and that's when I started to realize and research. Maybe 5-6 years ago, I went into another session of researching. I'm like, man, it's just not even real. They feeding us. It's crazy. It's some restaurants, I don't even know how they still open. Like, what's that one? We got the meats. You heard that? Like, who goes there and eats? That restaurant, they say, we got the meats. I never see a line there, but they always did, like, got meat on deck. Like, they got stuff. How is they still open? How do they got so many selections of meat and they still got it? Like, I don't know. I won't eat there. It ain't right. It can't be right. How can it be right? I don't know. I love you, and I want us to, start better contemplation over the things we're selecting to put into our body. We must reassess our position. Contemplate over these things. We can't keep living life like it's just a free for all to snack and eat on whatever we want. Because the devil's not playing fair with these bags of chips, with these little candies we just gobbling down. They not playing fair. We cutting our lifespan too far. And I hate to get serious. I don't know. That's where my heart at. I just want to help us and do my part. I think y'all can forgive me for being so serious sometimes. But I love you. You know that for real. I love you, and I'm going to just do my best. And if you could just take a small part and it improves your perspective on our existence, I have done my job. I want to say I love you. And please help. Please help me. Please help your family. Please help humanity to become a greater version of yourself. Love.